Hello, dear soul, and welcome to the Light Bearers Library. In today's journal entry, I want to talk about how we can use our bodies to calm our minds. We hear lots about meditation and how it's so helpful in having a more peaceful, calm, happy life, right? But I think for most of us, our minds are so full of thoughts and worries and anxieties that it can feel quite overwhelming to just kind of sit still and try and calm all those worries and thoughts. If we even try to meditate, sometimes it just feels like pretty useless because it's going and going and going. So I think there's a better way to kind of start a practice of getting into meditation, or a way of, even if you're not interested in maybe meditating, it's just a way of calming our mind. I think we could all use a little bit more of that these days, right? So the first thing that I think we can do is to just become aware of our posture. Our body really can affect our mind, and you can do an experiment for yourself, just kind of hunch over and like bend over and just kind of just slump your shoulders. There's an energy to that in your body. It's a sort of yeah, you feel it for yourself. And then if you straighten your spine, I mean, the spine never goes quite straight, right? But have it erect, and then roll your shoulder blades back and down on your back so that your shoulders are your chest is kind of open. And then just keep your head nice and tall. Pretend that you're like balancing a book on top of your head, right? If you were a kid and you used to do that, but that's really great posture. If you could put a book on top of your head and walk around, that's what I'm talking about with posture. So when we have sort of tall, erect posture, we can feel the energy start to move within our body. When we've got that posture, all of our internal organs are also perfectly placed and aligned, so if we're looking to have maybe better digestion or all those things, it's helpful for the internal organs to be in a nice upright space inside of us. So this is quite energizing to us, and I think the mind also becomes more alert when our bodies are alert. So I want us to become, this is a practice I'm taking on with myself, I want us to become more aware of how our body is in space throughout the day. When we're sitting on a chair, sit on the edge of the chair with your feet firmly planted on the ground. Chairs are not necessarily the best for health because nice comfy chairs allows us to kind of sit in one position and not maybe have the best posture, and then chairs aren't the best, but hey, we live in a chair world. And when you're in your car, if there's a way of having your seat that allows you to have a better posture, I think if you're sitting in bed, making sure you're kind of sitting more upright. And I think even going for walks, I watch a lot of people walk on the walking path behind our house, and it's like everybody's looking down at their phone while walking. And if you just do that, your spine is all curved, so if you want to scroll on your phone, maybe sit upright and have the phone like right in front of your face. It makes it slightly more uncomfortable for your arm, and maybe that will help you to scroll less. I don't know. It's one of those things. So I think the other thing is that we want to sort of try using our body, our physical body, to calm our minds. We can also start to still the body. So when we can just sit for 1 minute, right? 1, 2, however many minutes you can to just allow the body to still, put your hands wherever feels comfortable and just keep your body still. So by holding your body still, your mind will start stilling as well. So the two are connected. And another thing we can do is to regulate our breath. So we've got a nice posture. We've stilled the body in that posture. And then we can regulate the breath. And all this means is just a calm inhale through the nose. And if you'd like, exhale through the mouth. And if you can't inhale, if you've got a stuffed up nose, no problem. But it's best to breathe in through the nose and then breathe out through the mouth or back through the nose. But just inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. So it's a nice rhythm, calm rhythm. You can think of it as ocean waves or waves on a lake, lapping at the shore. It's just that calm rhythm of inhale, exhale, and that's so calming for the mind and the body. And then the last thing you can do is to close your eyes. So when we close our eyes, we're shutting out all the sense perceptions that are coming in, all the things that we're seeing through our peripherals, through, just looking at. And when we close our eyes, it's calming for the mind because we're no longer looking for things changing in our environment, the dog walking outside or the whatever it might be, the light flashing, something, so closing our eyes is also very calming for the mind. So these are all things that you can do. So posture, stilling the body, regulating the breath, and closing your eyes. All those things together will immediately make you feel more peaceful and present and, increase the vital energy, the psychic energy within us, whatever name you want to put on that energy. It's energizing for the body. So I would recommend that you give this a try if you are struggling with meditation or have never done meditation. It's a simple way to use the body to manipulate the mind, to calm it. Well, I hope this is helpful. If it is, give me a thumbs up. If you've ever tried meditation and find it helpful, please leave me a comment if you're feeling brave. I'd love to cheer you on in that practice. And subscribe to the Light Bears Library, where I talk about all things being human and having a more beautiful, calm life. That's what we all want, right? Okay, wishing you many, many blessings. Signing off for today. XOXO Kate.